flooding built their residence in gully areas prone to flood. Oh. Also, the flood in Mokwa, a commercial hub in Niger State, claimed over 200 lives, with hundreds of others declared missing. What a tragedy. The rainy season usually runs from April to October in Nigeria, and last Wednesday, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency issued a forecast of heavy storms for Abuja and 14 of the country's 30 states. That is including Niger. Niger, well, that is Nigeria's largest state by landmass, is home to three major dams. That is Kanji, Jeba, and Shiroro, which contributes significantly to the country's electricity grid. That is, a fourth dam is under construction. Furthermore, the state has been prone to flooding in recent times. In April, water released from one of the dams destroyed more than 5,000 farms in 30 communities, including in Mokwa. Reports suggested it was the sixth flood in the state this year. So sad. Also, in 2022, flood killed more than 600 people, displaced about 1.4 million, and destroyed 440,000 hectares of farmland. You can imagine, things wasted. According to reports, Ezekiel said, although Mokwa was identified as one of the local government areas that were at risk of being flooded, the magnitude at which it occurred was unprecedented. If you visit the location where the flooding happened, you will see that the houses were built in a big gully, and there are so many communities that are living in those kinds of areas. NEMA's press chief maintained that although official warnings, which identify Niger State as being at risk of flooding, did not designate the state as high-risk residents, were obligated to remain alert. That is why we are saying that people should not relax. They should not. Even those local government areas that were not identified. Because the forecasting agency did not mention that Mokwa local government is at risk, at high risk rather. It is not an excuse for anybody or any community to relax. Everybody must stay alert, especially if you are aware that flooding goes through your area. Stay alert. Be calm and alert. Be prepared before time. Yes, every community needs to take a necessary step to forestall flooding in its area. Of course. Also, Ezekiel explained that victims who lived in gullies and other flood-prone areas were caught unawares. This is why I say you have to be prepared. Of course, they didn't see it coming. But once a hydrological runoff cannot take the water that comes as a result of intensive rain, like what happened in that area, the likelihood that the community will be swept away is very high. And that is what just happened. Yeah. The NEMA official acknowledged that Nigeria has so many places that are at risk, citing the 2024 Maiduguri flooding. Yes, Maiduguri were once a victim in 2024. Also, it happened last year in Maiduguri. Nobody saw it coming, and that the Alu Dam would break and lead to that kind of thing. Nobody saw it. Every community needs to be on alert and take the necessary steps to forestall what happened in Mokwa from coming to their area. Take note. At least use other places, other things that happen to someone to take caution. So please, Mokwa was not foreseen. Yes, but it just happened to them unawares. How prepared are you? Please get prepared. Meanwhile, the federal government said it has ramped up efforts to mitigate the impact of the flooding, working with the Senate, government, and the state government and emergency agencies. Ezekiel revealed that the NEMA Director General Zubada Umar reported at the flood site within 24 hours. The NEMA DG arrived at that location less than 24 hours after the incident to show the seriousness that NEMA attached to what had happened. Wow, what a great sympathy. Given the seriousness we attach to providing care and necessary support, we activated our operations office, and the director of search and rescue was to strengthen support being provided at the location. Ezekiel added that the NEMA DG's activities on the flood site included raising awareness to prepare every community to handle floods. The agency noted that it has escalated its anti-flooding advocacy nationwide, especially to reach citizens who seem not to understand the anti-flooding message. Ezekiel remarked, "We deployed anti-flooding advocacy teams at the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The response have been overwhelming. We sent messages to them, but most of them didn't even know the implications until they saw members of our advocacy come to speak to them on the issue related to the flooding. So we can say all hands are on deck in collaboration with the states." Also, it was further explained that the agency chose the in-person methodology to meet with the people in the community and also take feedback from them, especially because in some of the communities the people are not even aware of the problem. NEMA's activities included training on emergency, healthcare, and evacuation procedures. In some communities, we gave them first aid boxes and taught them how to administer them because those are some of the immediate problems that may occur if there is a flood. Ezekiel stated. In continuation, he said, "We interact with the community, and the communities we visit are usually those that have been identified to be at risk." Yes, I think they need that most. Yeah. So we advise them on evacuation plans. It can be difficult though for people to vacate their places of comfort, but we inform them of the need for early evacuation. During one of the advocacy programs in Gombe, the deputy governor gathered all the local government chairmen and even integrated local emergency management committees to boost awareness in the communities. It is a big win for us. You can imagine everyone being aware. It's really a big win. He explained that it has worked smoothly with state agencies in its campaigns, noting that we do not operate on our own when we get to the state. We make sure that state officials are part of the advocacy, state emergency management officials, and other state level stakeholders from the relevant ministries, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Transport, the Red Cross, to the civil defense and the police operating in those states are also brought in. I think that will help perfectly. Why Ezekiel hailed NEMA's collaboration with state-run agencies, response as well very overwhelming to us. He called for support from the political actors. Speaking on the Mokwa flooding on Tuesday, the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Utsi, dispelled reports that water release from Kanji and Jeba dams caused the flooding and deaths in the town. So sad. Utsif clarified this during a press conference held in Abuja, where he blamed the lack of adherence by the people in the state to flood warnings. The Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation extends its heartfelt empathy and solidarity to the government and the good people of Niger State, especially the affected communities in Mokwa who have experienced losses, deaths, and displacement as a result of this natural disaster. What a heartfelt empathy. I think they really did well. Also, we commend the immediate response efforts of the Niger state government, local authorities, and first responders who has been working tirelessly to provide relief and support to the victims. We say thank you to all and our condolences to those who lost their family members. Well, with this, we come to the end of today's news on your health, your world. Don't forget to click on the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Diaspora Media, to get the latest on health. Until I come your way next time, I remain Niger Michael in Thanks for watching and do have a beautiful day ahead. Bye for now.